Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get started, I just want to say thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. Now, go ahead and comment down below TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today. And I most definitely will hit y'all with a response. But as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I'm telling y'all, I got a very special, rare build in store for y'all today. Now, this is going to be a build that we are all familiar with. I'm not going to go ahead and tell you the build name just yet, but as you can see from the gameplay, we're going to be able to do everything from shoot, play defense, dribble, as well as especially finish at the rim. Now, that's going to be the only hint that I'm giving y'all at what this build name is going to be. But look, let me know right now in the comments, what do you think this build name is going to come out to be? And before we get any further into today's video, man, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. I would appreciate it. That definitely helps me out. And last but not least, let's go ahead and sit back and relax and get into the making of this build. So to get started, we're going to make it under the point guard position, and I'm telling y'all, going into Season 3, this is going to be the best point guard build that you can possibly make. If you're looking to be all around, I'm telling y'all, this is going to be the build that you're going to want to use. So let's go ahead and get started by putting the height at 6'8". Now, when it comes down to the weight, this is really optional. So you can go with 180, anything in between, or max it out at 230. Now, I'm going to go with 230, and then when it comes down to the wingspan, go ahead and put this to 7'6", and then as for the body shape, if you want to take up the most space, go ahead and pick builds, but again, you can pick defined. It really comes down to your own play style. You could even go with compact, but today, I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. So let's go ahead and get started with the physicals. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. When it comes down to this area, I'm telling y'all, you have to be sure to follow along with every single area and how I build it. So when it comes down to the speed, I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 75, so let's go ahead and do that. Now when it comes down to the acceleration, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the exact same thing. Now for the strength, today I'm going to go ahead and skip over it, but I'm telling y'all, on this build, there's definitely no weakness. Now for the vertical, go ahead and put this to an 82. And we're going to be able to get all of the contact dunks. And then when it comes down to the stamina, go ahead and put this to an 83. Alright, so these are what the numbers are going to read if you have Gym Rat, or if you do decide to do your Gatorade boost. You're going to have an 87 for the stamina, 86 vertical, 79 acceleration with a 79 speed. Now honestly, the physicals are looking solid, and I'm not going to hold y'all any longer. Let's just go ahead and get into the breakdown of the best area, which is going to be the finishing. So to get started with the close shot, I'm going to go 85 right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Now when it comes down to the driving layup, I'm going to go ahead and put this to an 80. And then when it comes down to my driving dunk, I'm going to go ahead and put this all the way up to a 97. Now I'm telling y'all, look, now if you want to go with 99, you can do that, but you're really only getting on Slithery and Posterizer on Hall of Fame. Now I'm not too worried about it for this specific build, but when it comes down to the standing dunk, I'm going to go ahead and raise this all the way up to an 85, and right there, we're going to get 23 badges. Now look, we get Giant Slayer, Pro Touch, also Aerial Wizard, Fearless Finisher, and then Fast Twitch. We're also able to get Masher, and then we get Posterizer on Gold, Slithery, and then Limitless Takeoff still on Hall of Fame. Now I think this is the best way that you can go about it when it comes down to the finishing. Now remember, comment down right now, what do you think this build is going to come out to be? I'm telling y'all, we still have a lot to get into, especially on the offensive end. From here, I'm going to go ahead and mix it up. Let's start with the defense. So with the interior, we're actually going to go ahead and put this to a 61. For the perimeter, I think 81 is going to be best. Now, if you wanted to, you can change this, but I think this is going to be a perfect number to start with. Now for the steal, I want it to be able to hold my own weight, and the same thing for the block. So I'm going to go with the 74 when it comes down to my steal, and then when it comes down to my block, I'm going to go with the 75. Now for the defensive rebound, this really comes down to your own liking and preference. So if you wanted to go with the higher number, you definitely can do so. Now when it comes down to the offensive rebound, I'm going to go 29, 74 for my defensive. And as you can see, every single area out of this build is super crucial, especially with the badge count. Now look, we get Box Out Beast on silver. We're also able to get Post Lockdown still. Workhorse on gold. And then for tier 2, we get Chase Down Artist on gold as well. Interceptor, Glove. And then for tier 3, we get Anchor, Clamps, Rebound Chaser, and then Silver Challenger. Now you already saw what this build can do, especially when it comes down to the finishing end. Let's get started with the playmaking, and I'm telling y'all, this is going to be one of my favorite parts of this build. So with the pass accuracy, I'm going to go with the 78. Now when it comes down to the ball handle, I'm telling y'all, we're going to be able to get quick first step on Hall of Fame. So go with an 89, and then when it comes down to the speed with the ball, I'm going to go with the 77. Now 22 badges, and as you can see, we get Ankle Breaker on Hall of Fame. We also get Hyperdrive. And now for tier 2, we get Quick First Step. And then tier 3, look, Clamp Breaker, Killer Combos, Unpluckable, and then Silver Handles for days. Now the shooting, I'm telling y'all, we're going to be able to take this build into every single game mode. So for the free throw, I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 76. Now when it comes down to the three-pointer, I'm going to go with the 75. And then when it comes down to the mid-range, I'm going to go with the 79. And right here, we get 18 total badges. Now look, Amped on gold, MIDI Magician, Space Creator, Volume Shooter Hall of Fame, and then we get Agent 3 on bronze, Green Machine, and then for tier 3, look, we get Limitless Range as well on the bronze tier. Now if you add up all the badges together, and the 4 that we get from my career, we're going to be able to get 85 badges. Now I'm telling y'all, that makes a huge difference on this build, especially if you're looking to grind this build out max to 99. Now we get the elite contact dunks, we're going to be able to shoot. We get some of the best playmaking dribble animations, especially with the badges, and then the defense, we're able to guard any position. Now let's get started with the takeovers. Look, we get the slashing, the shot creating, the playmaking, and then we get the lockdown. Now first, I'm going to go ahead and pick the slashing. I would go with finishing moves, or you can go ahead and put on advanced gathers. Now pretty much with boost equipped, you're going to be able to get a 99 plus driving dunk. So I'm going to go ahead and put on advanced gathers, but if you wanted to, finishing moves is super overpowered as well. Now for the second takeover, I would go with extreme clamps, or you can go with perimeter badge drop. Now overall, even if you wanted to go with pull-up precision on the shot creating end, I think this is a solid takeover to pick from as well. Now let's go ahead and check out the build, and let's see who found out and guessed the build correctly. Now as y'all can see with the comparisons, Penny Hardaway, LaMelo Ball, and together we have created the best point guard slasher build in NBA 2K23, and I'm telling y'all, Season 3 is only 2 weeks away. So if you're looking to make a new build, go ahead and grind it out right now. And I'm telling y'all, get right for Season 3. Now let's go ahead and get started. We're checking out what this build looks like maxed out. Now with the shot creating takeover, and if you do decide to buy boost and run with teammates that have on Hall of Fame floor general, you're going to be able to get that mid-range shot into the high 90s. Same thing for the three-pointer. But look, we get a 99 driving dunk. Same thing when it comes down to our close shot, standing dunk, and driving layup. Now remember, you need to buy boost as well, and you do have the potential of a 99 plus ball handle as well as a perimeter defense. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the badges. Now to start out with the finishing, Hall of Fame Pro Touch as well as Bronze Giant Slayer. Now for tier 2, I like Fearless Finisher on gold. Now for tier 3, I went with the setup a little bit differently. Now all of these badges are interchangeable, but I decided to use my core badge on Limitless Takeoff Hall of Fame. And then I used my badge points on Gold Posterizer and then Silver Slithery. Now remember, you do get a +4 from my career and each season that you grind out, so just something to take into consideration. Now with the shooting, we get Gold Amped, Bronze Clutch Shooter, Gold Space Creator, and then Hall of Fame Volume Shooter. Now when it comes down to tier 2, I went with Agent 3 on bronze as well as Silver Green Machine. And then for my core badge, I'm going to go ahead and put on Core Limitless Range on bronze. Now this setup is solely based off of my own preference for the shooting, but this is definitely going to be the best way that you can go about it. Now let's go ahead and check out the playmaking. I went with Ankle Breaker on bronze, Gold Hyperdrive, Quick First Step on Hall of Fame of course. Then for my tier 3, you can change any of the badge setups, but the way that I went about it, Silver Unpluckable and Handles for days, and then Core Gold Killer Combos. Now this is the best setup when it comes down to the playmaking. You definitely don't want to change anything up, but if you wanted to try Client Breaker instead, I mean, I can see that difference, but again, I would definitely keep the setup how I'm bringing it to y'all right now. So from here, let's go ahead and get into the defense. So for tier 1, I like Silver Box Out Beast, also post lockdown on bronze. Then I went with Interceptor, Glove, Silver Chased on Artist, and then for tier 3, Anchor on bronze, and then Core, Silver Challenger. Now you can go with Clamps or even Rebound Chaser if you wanted to. It really comes down to your own playstyle and liking, but I think on the defensive end, we're definitely going to be able to hold our own still. Then we also get that lockdown takeover, and then we get the finishing to complement it on the offensive end. The mid-range and the three-pointer are definitely there, and then with the playmaking, you're easily able to ISO with quick first step on Hall of Fame. Now this is what the build is going to be looking like, and again, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for your support, and I just want to say thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. Man, if you have anything on your heart that you want to pursue, go ahead and do it, because I promise you, you're going to live life a lot happier if you're going to do something that you love every single day rather than something that you don't. Now again, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came through today. And do more of what you love. That's my moment of inspiration for y'all. Now this is what the build is going to be looking like, but if you would make any changes, let me know in the comments what y'all thought about today's video. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has continuously supported. So man, if it was your first time coming through, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. And with all that being said, turn on post notifications if you want to be a part of the Rich family. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I would appreciate it if everybody went ahead and commented down TG for thank God, as well as where you tune in from watching today. Thank you so much. And I got one last thing to say. Rich out.